How's it, my Orchids and Fynbos friends? Today I have a slightly different video for you guys. I'm going to be showing you an orchid unboxing that I did in November last year, and I'm going to be following it along to show you the 6-month update of where the orchids are now. Stay tuned for some really cool blooms, and you might find something you want to add to your collection. So here's the package that arrived from Plantae in November 2020. I was so excited to see what was inside. This is from the Plantae Club members plants. I received 2 flowering plants, 1 seedling and 1 additional plant that I purchased. Now let's see what's inside. So here is the little baby. We have a choice with the seedling between a dendrobium type, cattleya type, a cymbidium type. Yeah, I think those are the 3. And then the final one being a species type. This is a little Masdevallia nidifica. It actually has a little flower on it. You can see over here. What had a flower. And wish me a lot of luck for this one. Now I want to show you guys the Masdevallia. So I decided to go terrarium style. I might formally pot it up in the terrarium at some point, but for now it's just sitting here with a few beautiful moss specimens. So she has put out 2 new growths, and the roots are also growing very, very well. So she looks very, very happy. So yeah, we'll see where this goes, and I might be adding 1 or 2 more terrarium plants at some point. This one sits in my kitchen. It gets bright light but no direct sunlight. Okay, this next one I'm very, very excited about. It's a Lycaste Bellinger Glow. The reason I'm quite excited about this one is that we don't get a lot of Lycaste in South Africa. I haven't seen many in the orchid nurseries. I've always really loved Lycastes from what I've seen online and things like that, and I'm very happy to have my own one. Then the beautiful Lycaste Bellinger Glow. Very, very happy about this one. Doing really well. Love these leaves. So we have a nice plump pseudobulb over there. Very, very healthy and happy. I can see that there's definitely a nice amount of roots in the media, as it's pretty stable. We did have a few really hot days in summer where the pseudobulbs did shrivel, but doing pretty well. So that's Lycaste Bellinger. So that's a success story so far. First Brassavola I've ever owned, a Brassavola nodosa. Been eyeing this out for quite a while. I have always wanted a Brassavola. Now I received it as part of the members plants, so I was quite excited about that when I saw this one on the list. I can kind of smell a faint smell, but I'm sure that will increase later on this evening. I know it is nighttime scented. Can any of you guess what this one is? Well, this is the Brassavola nodosa. So things didn't go that well with this one. I think I massacred the plant. I'm not sure exactly what happened with the plant. I think there was some sort of a rot or something that occurred. Clever old Dave thought, well, let's go and place the plant in not the best ideal conditions, but because I want to see it in the lounge in bloom every day, let me place it there and just leave it while it's in bloom, which happened to be, I think, longer than a month. Watering it in an area where, let's just say, the lounge gets no sunlight and it's pretty cold. So yeah, I think I rotted the orchid, but I did enjoy the blooms. If anyone's curious, I don't know if I mentioned, this is the Panama Soiree variety. Anyways, I've transferred it into my standard potting mix of cocoa chunks, perlite and some sphagnum moss. We'll have to wait till September to see if we start getting new growths in the spring. Then, along with the members plants, I placed an order for Phalaenopsis pulcherima 4N, as you can see here. It's got really awesome flowers. I'll try and get a picture of that to show you. So these were the 2 plants I received from the Sunset Valley order. The first one is Clawesia Rebecca Northern. I've again seen amazing flowers of this orchid, so which is why I placed an order for it. And I'll show you the plant. It's pretty small still, but very, very happy and healthy. Can't wait to see how I do with this one. Then the other one is this one I was super excited about. This is the cerulean form of the Kultana Leopard. Absolutely beautiful. This is what the plant looks like. Very happy, very healthy. Super excited about those two. And then the Sunset Valley Orchids order. So this is the Kultana Leopard, the cerulean form. This one has done very, very well. I've got a new growth over here. The reason why the growth's actually parallel to the pot is because it wasn't getting sufficient light upstairs in the warm grow room. So I've moved it now down to the greenhouse. The reason I usually keep plants there is also I don't want to introduce new plants to my greenhouse immediately because of pests and things like that. Now it's getting more than sufficient light out here in the greenhouse, so it's doing pretty well. And then as you can see, beautiful new roots forming on this orchid. It is doing really, really well. I really do love cerulean form plants. So yeah, so I'm really excited to have this one. Then the Clowesia Rebecca Northern. So here is my Clowesia. What I've done is I've put it into a plastic tub and I've placed a layer of perlite on the bottom where water can collect, and then also sphagnum moss around the actual moss ball that was already there. So when this orchid came, it was compacted in moss and it was in its dormancy. It's now come out of dormancy and it is growing very, very well. We have some roots coming through. This is a plump pseudobulb. I'm really, really happy about this one. Just to give you some information on transferring catasetums from northern to southern hemisphere or vice versa, when they are moved from one hemisphere to the other, they generally do tend to go out of season. So what will happen now is we're moving slowly into winter. We're in autumn at the moment, and she shouldn't be putting out a new growth, but she's obviously thinking that we're going into spring, so she's putting out a new growth. So usually the orchids do take about 1.5 years, I think it is, to 2 years to get back into the proper biological clock. But yeah, we'll just have to water her and pretend like it's spring for her. See what happens. It is pretty warm in the room upstairs where she is going to reside. So yeah, maybe she will just continue to grow through our autumn and then through spring, and maybe she'll just skip a dormancy period. I'm hoping. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a good thing for her. But yeah, really, really happy about this one. Excited to see the blooms. And yeah, she's doing very, very well. You will recall the Aerangis fastuosa I received in the last haul. Well, these are the beautiful epic flowers. Super excited about this one. Really, really happy. It has an amazing smell. You can actually smell it right now, just so you can see how happy the plant is. I've put it in this airy clay pot with some bark and it is super happy. It's grown a whole lot of roots. So yeah, I'm very chuffed with this one. Definitely looking after it the way that it requires, and also very beautiful flowers. The next one that I wanted to show you is this beautiful Vanda. Absolutely beautiful flowers. I actually bought it at one of the shows a while back as a smaller plant. So this is kind of my first traditional Vanda flowers, I would say, that I've got to bloom. As I said, I struggled in the previous place with Vandas, but this one has done really, really spectacularly in the current greenhouse. The mother plant got crown rot in it. I managed to save it though, and the cake is the one that's actually producing the bloom, so I'm super happy. So this is an Ascocenda lena kamolphun by Vanda Kultana Leopard.